Welcome to Mystic Musings with Tobie Hewitt. I'm Tobie Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 87 of Mystic Musings with Tobie Hewitt. This week, we will continue to consider Pathwork as we continue our mystic journey. When you place yourself on the path of actualizing your purpose, you will discover that simply by starting in the direction of a more fulfilling life, the universe will contrive to place things on your path that will guide and help you to do so. When I wrote and shared that sentence in last week's episode, I did not expect that fully placing myself on the path of actualizing my purpose would lead to so much satisfying work. I maintain a very long and involved to-do list. Sometimes when I consider all the things I wish to accomplish, it totally overwhelms me to the point of inertia. I'm simply not able to decide which task I should attend to first. When I shared this dilemma with a friend and asked her, she said, matter-of-factly, that I should edit my book, The Spiral River, and get it ready to send to my editor, and then on to a publisher. And that, dear listeners, is what I did this week. And the work seemed fully supported by the universe. And today, I will send the manuscript off to my editor and begin work on the Pathwork book I mentioned several episodes ago. But that is not all. In working on the book this week, it became more and more obvious that the message in the book was more timely than I would have thought when I first wrote the previously separate books of the Spiral River in 2012 and 2013. Dealing as it does, in part, with the climate crisis that is facing us, it is becoming more obvious that this is really an eco-spiritual problem. Eco-spirituality posits that there is a connection between the ecology of the planet and the spiritual nature of the universe. In other words, we are not dealing simply with a physical planet, but rather that planet, this planet, as are all things, is imbued with a spiritual element, and that we and it are all interconnected by our very manifestation by and through that larger energy, which I call the creative spirit, which brought everything into being. This means that we, as spirits having a physical experience, are intrinsically connected to the physical space in which we live. And that symbiotic relationship demands that both we and the planet live in harmony, supporting each other in the best manner possible. If the tree dies, it no longer provides our bodies with clean oxygen, which, in turn, leads to our physical demise. It is that simple, though, of course, the current crisis is complex, caused, as it is, by those who do not recognize the interdependence between us and nature and are willing to cause damage to the ecosystem in order to reap a profit. The myopia of those in power, both in the government and financial realms, needs to be fitted with lenses that allow them to see this interdependence as vital to the survival of our planet and ourselves. The Spiral River deals with issues challenging eco-spirituality at the same time it traces the paths of various couples through reincarnations to arrive at this moment. These men and women are charged with the task of finding a way to stop the climate crisis we face. While editing this book, it became obvious that the universe wants a sequel to be written that will further address the complex physical, spiritual nature of, nature. Every time I turned around this week, I stumbled across an idea or concept that elucidated the spiritual nature of our planet. It will be a pleasant task to pursue this research, and I will share what I find with you. Already, I am becoming aware of the structures within water and crystals that allow for an awareness in these that we can work with to address our current challenges. So let's examine the full reality of the beginning sentence of this episode. When you place yourself on the path of actualizing your purpose, you will discover that simply by starting in the direction of a more fulfilling life, the universe will contrive to place things on your path that will guide and help you to do so. The universe contrived this week to help me prove the validity of this concept. I did indeed place myself on the path of actualizing my purpose, which is to serve spirit in whatever form it takes, primarily through writing. In this case, specifically, editing a book that I know will help to inspire change in the world. This in itself puts me in the direction of living a more fulfilling life, one that is in line with the vision I have for my time here on this plane. And then the universe graciously confirmed what I knew in my heart to be true by placing things on my path that will guide and help me to do so. I stumbled across, stumbled? Or led to, a link on my Facebook newsfeed to an article about the, quote, scientific evidence that crystal healing works, end quote, which went far beyond healing and led to further websites about Vogel crystals, and then one on the cognitive nature of water, and further to a book on Einstein and the concept of ether. All of these support the intent of the Spiral River sequel. And then all of this that had already been placed on my path to guide me and help me further actualize my life led me to desire to find a certain book in my library, which I could not find. But digging into a stack of books brought out the book Earth and Spirit, edited by Fritz Hall, which is a collection of writings on this topic. The finding of this book in such a manner served as serendipitous confirmation I was indeed on the correct path to actualize my life. All of this serves, I hope, to prove that this method does work and to encourage you to move in the direction of your intended purpose as you perceive it in this moment, and know that the universe will support you on this path. I suggest spending some time weeding out those things you know you do not want to do, and write down what it is you do want to do with your life. I again recommend the excellent book, Write It Down, Make It Happen, by Henriette Ann Clouser, which will help guide you on how to manifest your purpose and keep a record of it. If you have questions or thoughts about this episode or any other topic in this podcast, please contact me through tobiehewitt.com and leave a comment on the contact page. I will be pleased to answer your questions or respond to your comments in future episodes. It would be nice if this could become a dialogue between us as we continue our mystic journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, tobiehewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.